Welcome to this year's coverage of CES 2011. Live from the showroom floor, I'm Stephanie Petruccio, and on behalf of iTouchiPodz, we hope you enjoy this video.
It's extremely fast. 32 gigs internal memory. The micro SD card details will be available at launch. It's a 10.1-inch display. Resolution is 1280 by 800, so roughly better than 720p. Got a 5 megapixel camera on the back, dual LED flash, as well as HD capture at 720p. 2 megapixel camera on the front. It's a very sleek, buttonless design and display. It's got an integrated, the only buttons you'll see are the integrated power button in the back, as well as 2 volume keys. No other buttons on the device. This is Android 3.0 Honeycomb. What does that mean? It's the first time a tablet, it's actually the first tablet to launch on Honeycomb, and it's the first OS built for tablets from the ground up. Our competitors take mobile phone OSs and jam them into tablet form factors. This is built from the ground up, hardware and software, for a tablet. As we start going through the applications, I want you guys to keep that in mind. So the browser, for instance, again, redone just for Honeycomb. So again, you see a lot of the scrollable embedded widgets in the home screen. A lot of the design intent in Honeycomb is to keep you at the home screen. You don't need to go into the deep menu buttons or the embedded app tray or anything like that. It's all in the home screen. You'll notice multi-tab browsing. The first time that's available on that Android platform. This is the way the web was supposed to be viewed. X out of tabs, open them up, go into stuff. We're running HTML5 as well as Dolby Flash 10.1. We don't believe in excluding the Flash from our browsers. We've got favorites here. The favorites are integrated throughout your devices. If I add Motorola.com here, it'll show up on my smartphone. It'll show up on my PC at home. I've also got incognito mode. For those of you who are unaware of incognito mode, it's kind of like it's nice. It's private browsing. If I wanted to go to certain websites and I didn't want anybody to know, and I wanted to make sure the cookies didn't show up with the history, that's what you would use. For instance, if you wanted to buy your wife a gift, I'm sure that's the most common use case. If we're going through content is obviously why a lot of people buy tablets. This is an this is a 1080p video stored on the device that's automatically rendering at 720p. So if I wanted to, I could bring this up, take this HDMI connection, plug it into my 60-inch, and it would render at 1080p, which is phenomenal. Also, I'll pass this along just so you guys can see the resolution quality of that. It's spectacular. While I'm in HDMI out mode, it's full mirror mode. It's one of the first times that's available, if not the first time in the market. What that means is every single thing you see on here will push out to the HD TV. Not just videos, not just pictures, everything. If I'm editing a Microsoft Word document in QuickOffice, if I'm playing a game and I'm using the accelerometer and I'm racing down the highway, it'll show up on my HD TV. If I'm talking to my grandma in Greece, she'll show up on my HD TV. Everything that you see here is mirrored out. You'll hear speakers. You probably can't hear the music coming out of here, but music is obviously supported through the HDMI as well as on this device, as well as on our docks. Multiple formats. If you want the full listing, they're available at the press desk. We go back. I'm going to bring up a little clip of Despicable Me. I want you guys to notice that this is in a 16:9 or 16:10 format. This is the way movies are supposed to be viewed. Our competitors are more of a 4:3 layout. This is the way movies are supposed to be viewed on the tablet, which is why we designed it this way from the ground up. For those of you just joining us, just wanted to remind you that we're very excited. Yesterday we won Best of Show with this device, as ranked by our industry peers. Google Books, 3 million titles available right off the bat, most of which are free actually. So if you open this up, we click into books, we start looking into it, you see a very clean 3D layout here. Now imagine I'm going to the airport, I bring out my smartphone and start reading Sherlock Holmes, I get to page 70. I get to the terminal, I sit down, open up my Motorola Xoom, it pops up on page 70. It's all connected through the Google Cloud. Also notice these scrollable widgets right there. The Google Books, you'll notice the pages, as you flip through them, it's a very natural progression, just like you'd have with a normal book. Also, as we're going through this, I can't physically, not allowed to interact with Honeycomb at this time, but everything I'm showing is in landscape. Everything is also supported in portrait mode. If I wanted to, and if I wanted to type in portrait mode, see my thumbs go almost all the way across. It's one of the reasons, one of the design intents we had for doing a 16:9 format. So you can kind of click on everything, very easy to access the QWERTY keypad. YouTube. YouTube, again, like most of the applications on here, are completely redone for Honeycomb and the tablet. If you scroll over, you see you can flip through, embedded in the home screen, all of these videos. I don't have to dig into the apps to get to my video content, to get to any content. When I open it up, you'll see how much content is actually pushed to the user. It's all the way across. So you see a lot of details in the actual thumbnails there, so you don't have to dig in if you don't need to. When we start searching for something, you'll see we'll start searching for Android there. A lot of the results come up right away, and when it comes up, you'll notice that YouTube is very familiar here. It's just like the browser. The video is rendered in the upper left, you have a Rolodex of comments right at the bottom, and you have the suggested content over to the right. Very familiar, and yet completely redesigned just for Honeycomb. When we go into Gmail, you notice again, it's redesigned just for Honeycomb. At Motorola, we've had the privilege of working with this for a few months. We've noticed a lot of people have found this to be their preferable Gmail client. Why? Because you've got a lot of room. You've got all your labels here. You've got your threaded conversations that come up. You can click on them. It'll expand. It'll do leverage a lot of this tablet space. Also notice that depending on what I'm doing, it's very contextually aware. Whatever context I'm in, that's the user interface that kind of comes up at the top. So you'll see the buttons change based on what I'm doing. If I need to archive an email, that'll only come up once that email is selected. Notice also the embedded links in here. It goes directly to the application that's related to it. Here, Google Maps automatically comes up. You have a lot of connected applications here. It's multitasking, right? So also, Gmail's not a thin client here. Your IT folks are going to be very happy with it. There's a ton of security and enterprise functionality that's gone into it. Maps is one of my favorite things here. Sorry guys, we've got a little bit of a glitch where the videos don't play. So I'm just going to reboot here. It's actually a very quick reboot, you'll find. Any questions I can answer right off the bat?
What's the price on this?
Can't talk about price or contract details.
Okay.
We launch in February with Verizon Wireless.
Okay, perfect.
What's the battery life like?
10 hours playing video.
Is there going to be a Wi-Fi and 3G mode?
It launches a 3G Wi-Fi model combined, and that will be upgradable to 4G come Q2. So we're future-proofing the device for it.
Perfect.
What kind of features against, like, you know, water protection does it have?
It's not waterproof.
Not waterproof.
What's the weight on the device?
It's 20 grams less than the leading competitor.
How many ounces would that be? I don't know my
It's
matrix.
about 1.5 pounds. If you want to feel it. You notice I've already booted up.
What you guys, this is the Honeycomb part is integrated with, how much specialty like the Motorola from Motorola?
You're seeing almost 100% Honeycomb at this point, but I can't speak to the launch details.
Now, in terms of, what's Motorola specific?
I can't speak to that.
How many faxing keys?
Sorry?
Faxing key.
That material?
Keys? Oh, virtual QWERTY? So you'll see it in the Google Maps. So this is Google Maps. This is Google Maps 5.0. Again, redone for Honeycomb. You'll also see it a slightly different version of Google Maps 5.0 in Gingerbread. But again, this is the variation of that's built just for tablets. So you see here we're in New England. We're going to bring up the virtual keypad to look for Times Square. Times Square comes up automatically. You'll notice I have multi-touch manipulation here. I can grab it, twist it, zoom in, zoom out, twist the axes. Also notice the 3D view, which is incredible. This is available for over 100 cities right off the bat. More cities added as we go through each day. You notice we have Street View as well, which is awesome. Click through, speed through as fast as you'd like. Very satisfying experience on the tablet. Last but not least on here, we're going to go and check out the Google Chat client, which is Google Talk. Some of you may already use Google Talk. Again, notice that we're going to be leveraging the entire display here. It comes up on the left, you have all your options over here on the right, and it blows up whoever you're talking to across the entire display. One thing I want you guys to remember here, is you've got an HDMI out. So you grab this, you put it out to your 60-inch TV, and you're seeing whoever you're talking to. Let's say you're sitting with your family, you've got your wife and 3 kids sitting on the couch. Pretend this is grandma. You've got grandma showing out in the HD TV. Everybody sitting in the room gets to talk where you pass it around, and it's a very immersive, satisfying experience. Do you guys have any questions before I move on to the next group here? Sorry?
Resolution.
1080p out of HDMI, 720p on the, just slightly over 720p on the actual device.
Do you know the megapixels of the 2 cameras?
It's a 2.0 megapixel on the front, 5.0 megapixel on the back, with HD capture at 720p.
Awesome.
We're going to show a movie after the